Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Thursday's Thought. In about 2 days, 5 hours and 30 minutes, I will officially be on sabbatical. It is a wonderful gift from the church. I feel very fortunate to have 3 months away from my usual vicaring here. I don't think I can quite comprehend it at the moment. 12 weeks off with nothing in my diary, no evening meetings, nothing whatsoever, goodness me. But sabbatical, I think it is a mutual benefit to both priest and people that we serve. It's rooted deeply in the Bible, and it's rooted also with God's creativity and God's energy. The word sabbatical shares the same root as the word Sabbath. Both come from the Hebrew word Shabbat, which means 7. 7 is the holy number in Scripture. It's connected with, of course, the story that we find in Genesis. God creating the heavens and the earth and everything in it in 6 days. And at the end of each day, God looked around, saw that it was good, and then on the 7th day, he rested. Later, in the 10 Commandments, we read, "Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy." Ancient stories tell of sabbatical year, a year set apart. 6 years of planting and harvesting. God said to leave the fields fallow so that they could regain nutrients and sustain crops once again. 6 years of servitude, and God instructed slaves and servants to be allowed rest. 6 years of payment. Law said debts are then to be forgiven. It's rooted in the deep truth that nobody can do anything 24/7, and that includes God. Rest and reflection, a break from the ordinary, is necessary to keep us going. You see, if you haven't had a good night's sleep, how are you the following day? Grumpy? Less patient than usual? Missing days off or not taking annual leave, I think, is bad news for anyone. Resting, you see, it doesn't indicate weakness or a lack of commitment to work. It's the essential ingredients that can keep us refreshed so that we can keep going. Sabbath keeping is prescribed in the Bible. Keeping Sabbath means that there is to be no work for 1 day a week. And in Mark's Gospel we read, "The Sabbath was made for humankind, not humankind for the Sabbath." Meaning Sabbath rest is a blessing, not a burden. It's a gift to enrich and refresh you. Sabbath and sabbatical time gives us reminders. They remind us that none of us are indispensable, that the world goes on without us pushing it. They remind us that what we do should not define us. And they remind us that each and all of us are utterly dependent on God's grace. So, I go on sabbatical, not because I'm grumpy, because I'm not, but because it's time for God to remind me that I am not indispensable and that there is more to life than work. But I love my work here. I am honoured to work among you. Parish ministry is a holy calling, but it's demanding work nonetheless. So on Sunday I stop, I begin my sabbatical. By Friday I'll be down in Cornwall walking in the way of the saints. I intend to walk slowly, taking in the views, taking time to read the stories of these saints, and of course taking time to sample the pasties, the fish and chips, and of course my favourite, the saffron cake. I may not walk as far as I intend. I may not read as much as I plan, as stopping at the moment is what I need. And when I return, I plan to read some more, to maybe do some writing, to be creative, to study, and to sit still and think a lot. I plan to try to do nothing for a while, which, if I'm honest, is one of my least favourite activities. I plan to do more than my fair share of the food shopping, the meal preparation, the house cleaning. Why? Well, because Mark, my husband, he doesn't get a sabbatical. But enough about me. The scriptural idea of Sabbath and sabbatical asks this question, I think. What do you do in order to keep refreshed and renewed by living in tune with God? No one can work. It harms the spirit, I think, and erodes the soul. So have you ever thought about taking a sabbatical, or at the very least a proper Sabbath? If you haven't, maybe these ideas might spur you on to do that. Having a day in the calendar for you and your loved ones, a whole day. Having a walk along the beach at sunset. Doing that yoga class you've never had time for. Taking a snow day even if it isn't snowing. Setting your mind still for half an hour a day for prayer and reflection. And how about really keeping Sabbath? Come to church and then devote the rest of the day to family or to stillness. Jesus said, the Sabbath was made for humankind, not humankind for the Sabbath. Life gains deeper meaning when we are in harmony with God. Now, it's about 2 days, 5 hours, and about 27 minutes until Sabbath. Until my sabbatical. But who's counting? So I will see you when the weather hopefully is a little bit warmer and the days are longer. But know that in my prayers you will remain, and I will miss you. But I look so very much to seeing everybody again in June. God bless. Take good care. Oh, and please take some Sabbath time. Bye for now.